Well, hello, my friends. I'm so excited to be here with Mary P. McHale, the president of the Myers Foundation for Disabilities. Mary, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having me, Andy. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and we go back decades, I think.
Yes.
Being in the Omaha Press Club show, I just had to say that it's yeah, those were fun times.
Mhm.
But so glad to reconnect. And like I said, president of the Meyer Foundation for Disabilities, and you have an event, the 19th annual Walk and Roll for Disabilities, coming up here on March 5th. But I'm going to ask you first, what is the Meyer Foundation for
So,
Disabilities?
great question. The Meyer Foundation for Disabilities is an all-volunteer board, and what we do is we raise funds for recreational therapy programs for adults 21 and over with developmental or intellectual disabilities at the University of Nebraska Medical Center, the Monroe Meyer Institute, and in the rec therapy department. So long name, but we raise money for funds for recreational activities for our adults with, again, intellectual and or developmental disabilities over the age of 21.
Okay. Do you have a personal connection? I mean, is this something that you've experienced in your lifetime? I just want to ask you that.
Sure. Yes, as a matter of fact, I do. My son Daniel was born almost 25 years ago with Down syndrome, deaf in one ear, hard of hearing in the other. So started to learn about what's involved with having a child with a disability, educational, what happens when they're adult. And the main thing that popped out, and the reason that I joined the Meyer Foundation for Disabilities, is that when our children who with disabilities turn 21, it's a lot of things change. I always liken it to falling off a cliff because you're out of
Mm,
the educational system. Um, then your child either is employed, goes to a day program. It's a whole nother language that you have to learn. And there aren't that many opportunities for our friends with disabilities 21 and over to do fun things. You
yeah,
and I can go to cooking club. We could go 5 nights a week if we wanted to go.
right.
And that's not the same for our individuals, our adult children, once they turn 21 and age out of the education system. So
Yeah.
I wanted to have increased opportunities, not just for my child, but for every child who turns 21 and over, because, we say in the disability world, you're more alike than different. So you're more like a typical person than not.
Yeah.
They like to do things, they like to go places, and there aren't that many.
Yeah. Well, again, so walk and roll for disabilities. Let's just first talk about I want to talk, I'm going to go a little bit
Mhm.
um, out of sequence with this. So what is it? Because this, again, 19 years.
Yeah. Absolutely. So it's an event. We were looking for something, we as a board were looking for something 19 years ago to help raise funds for our nonprofit. And we got the idea of walking and rolling in March, kind of a slow month. Weather is kind of hit and miss. And it's
Mhm.
an event that can be done inside. We started off at Westroads Mall. We've been out at Oakview View for probably almost 13 or 14 years.
Oh, okay.
And it's not a race to the fastest. It's not a race for the slowest. It's just walking and or rolling if you use a wheelchair, if you use a walker, around up on the second floor of Oakview Mall. And it's a great family event because families can come, they can bring their adult child disability, they can bring their young child with disability, and it's a way to show, again, we're more alike than different, and it's a fun event. It started at 10:30. You can be out of there at 11:30 in the morning. You can have lunch at the food court. If you're with your team, you can go to lunch someplace else. So it's kind of a nice,
Mhm.
quick fundraiser.
So it doesn't really, so it's, so basically 10:30 to 11:30. So has as many times around the mall in that loop you want to make? Is there, if you want to do one, if you want to do 20, it's kind of up to you.
Yep. If you don't even want to do it, that's okay,
Okay.
because we have lots of activities
Okay.
for our families and family of any size and age to do. And sometimes families get to talking. We have
Yeah.
clowns who do face painting. We have
Okay.
the ever popular 501st Garrison, aka Star Wars characters, which are a huge draw at any event that they're at.
Right.
There's a continental breakfast. And again, sometimes families get involved in talking and, oh,
Yeah.
wait a minute, we didn't go around once or twice, but that's
Okay.
okay because I got to connect with this person, or I found out this that I didn't know. So it's kind of you do what you want. You want to
Yeah.
walk around, you want to roll around, you don't want to do any of that. That's okay. The main thing is come, have a good time. We have some area nonprofits who will have informational tables. So it's an opportunity for, again, our families to see what other activities, whatever things are available for their loved one with a disability.
Well, so to me, it just sounds like a huge celebration of people getting together, and there's the opportunity to walk, but also engage with the community about this.
Yes, it is. And we have the rec therapy staff comes, and it's a great way for them to see our family. And you're not just, running to take your kid into rec therapy or running to take them out. And so it's an opportunity for them to see, oh, look at their big family, or I never realized they had, this, or never realized they had that. So it's nice for them to see our kids not in a clinical setting, but in a fun setting, because when they come out, when staff comes out, they're there to see the event, be a part of it. So it's not a work event for them. It's a fun thing to do, and it's a way again to help publicize what we do. It's a way for those nonprofits that have tables there, again, give that information out to our families so that they know what's going on.
Right. So, well, let's just talk about the specifics. I mean, do you need to sign up, register? What's the protocol, or what's the
Sure, sure. You can register up until, I think it's March, I'm looking at my calendar, March 4th for the event, and it's a $35 registration fee.
Okay.
And that link is at our website, M as in Meyer, F as in Foundation, Disabilities spelled out .org. So mfdisabilities.org, and there'll be a link there that you can click to register for it. Still time to do that. Unfortunately, the free t-shirt, that option ended on February 16th. But again, it's fun to come. It's a short event, if you want to look at it that way, but it's a way, again, to connect with other families, maybe to meet somebody new, because maybe their child has the same disability as your child. And what did you do about this? What did you do about that? And, get your face painted, see Star Wars, and do those types of things.
Well, so much fun. I'm kind of keep glancing over this way because I do have your website up. There's so much information on the website. I know right now the website is kind of scrolling down at the bottom of where we're speaking at.
Okay.
I just want to thank you, first of all, for coming on and talking to me about this. I have this on my schedule, so I will get registered and encourage everybody watching, listening, to do the same. And again, it is just a celebration of, I think, of all of our differences and also supporting and educating as well. So.
Yes, absolutely. And again, it's to increase that programming, to give our friends with disabilities over 21 the same options to do fun things that you and I have, and we can do with the drop of a hat.
Yeah. All right, Mary, again, it's so great to see you, and thank you for coming on.
Thank you. Look forward to seeing you on the 5th.
Yeah. And folks, we'll be right back. Well, hello, my friends. I'm so happy to be here with the wonderful Cheryl Murray, Director of Development Partnership for Kids. Cheryl, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks, Andy. I love this.
You, first of all, P4K does so much for so many in the community, for our youth. You've got an event coming up, Hops and Grapes, on March 31st. We'll talk more about that, but let's just talk about first P4K, the mission, and what do you do?
Well, thanks, Andy. The probably the most important takeaway with Partnership for Kids is that we are a program in Omaha Public Schools serving 3,000 students who have lacked for years opportunities for advancement, for career exploration, and mentoring relationships. And so we're in the schools working with kindergartners on literacy and focusing all the way to through high school and college. And so our programs really are intensive and focused on helping students graduate on time and start to visualize a future for themselves, a plan for themselves. And whether that's a 2-year or 4-year, military, the trades, we just want our students to really understand that there are so many options for them that are really obtainable and exciting and viable, right here in our community, and helping them figure out what are the steps I need to take to get there.
Yeah. Yeah. And so important. I mean, so important. Let's talk about, so the unique challenges, and you might have just touched on that, but what are, like, if you kind of dive down a little deeper, what are unique challenges?
Well, I think that what we're seeing with our students right now, they struggled. So many of our kids really struggled with like mental health and anxiety issues even before COVID.
Sure.
And what we are seeing consistently from students, from family members, from Omaha Public Schools, really is this kind of leveling up crisis that our kids are struggling with, getting caught up, the anxieties. Everything from, safety in schools to, climate control. Our kids are aware, right? This generation, they're so plugged in.
Yeah.
And so our responsibility in helping our students navigate that is really like how to self-regulate, how to manage some of those stressors, and how to set some of that aside in terms of like what you can and cannot control, and then focus on what you can do, right? Focusing on what you can accomplish in school, what you can accomplish through our program, that you can get your degree, you can reach these benchmarks, right? Because this generation, they're gonna face these issues in our communities, and they're gonna be our problem solvers.
Yeah. And I think you just said that so beautifully, because I didn't even think about that. I mean, back when I was, grade school, middle school, high school, I wasn't reading the paper, and I had no clue really what was going on, unless it was something like really major that my parents were talking about. But these kids have access to everything that's going on in the United States, in the world, and that that's a whole level of potential stress that they're carrying around, and they don't know what to do with. So
right. And that's overwhelming. And you couple that with the isolation from COVID, the academic backslide as a result of remote learning for such a long period of time. And really, it really comes back to, and I think a lot of the viewers understand, if you're raising kids, just your kiddos at home, right? That sense of hope and opportunity, that there's something on the horizon. And that's really what we're trying to help our young people understand is, there's so much opportunity for you. Our kids have so many incredible gifts. They just need some extra help to kind of unearth their talents and cultivate them so that they can reap that harvest.
Yeah. Well, again, P4K, I just love you guys. Hops and Grapes, coming up on March 31st, and it's a great event. It's also a fun way to support this organization. So what is Hops and Grapes? I know what it is, but for those who don't.
This is a fantastic event. It's really evolved over the years. It is casual, fun, jeans, Come after work. There's beer tasting, wine tasting, spirits, ciders. We're going to have some non-alcoholic mixers there to sample, some Napa wines, whiskeys. Whiskeys and beers are all local. We're really excited about kind of our lineup this year. We're also doing a fun partnership with Bianchi Candle. And
Oh, yeah, great.
yeah.
Yeah, love them.
We're going to have some custom made candles that we'll be selling that are customized just for hops and grapes, kind of featuring our different levels of programming. And those will be sold. We've got raffle prizes and auction, all that fun stuff. The shenanigans, play live music. I mean, it is really, boy, when we say casual, we mean that we want people to come and mingle and have a really great time. And then, we take a little break from that, and we are going to watch a video from some of our students talking about that transformational moment and being involved in Partnership for Kids. And Kiewit is our presenting sponsor this year, and I'm really excited because one of our students, we've been around for 34 years, and one of our young students, well, he's an adult now, goodness sakes, he started in elementary school, came all the way through middle school, through high school, went into post-secondary, graduated from UNO with an engineering degree, and now works for Peter Kiewit right down here on the project. And so he's going to be a special guest of ours as well. Cerise Cole's going to be our MC. I mean, it's just a great night to shine the light on when we invest early, right?
Yeah.
We need to invest early. We have to make sure that our kids are on target with literacy in elementary, have a vision for the future, and then really start talking about career options and the college pathway in middle school, right? That's when we need to reach our kids. And that's what we're doing with our curriculum-based model. And we're going to highlight that at Hops and Grapes so that people can really see that impact of, gosh, when we start early, that transformation, it does take time, but it happens. And then they become incredible leaders in our community.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, you know what, again, this is kind of a quick conversation. People can go to P4K for the number 4.org to learn more. Again, the event is March 31st. Where's it at?
At the Scott Conference Center this year.
Okay, great. Yeah. Middle town.
Yes.
Middle of town. So, all right. Well, Cheryl, thank you so much for joining me today and letting us know. Again, so inspiring, and you have a way with words. And I think I don't know. I always feel inspired whenever I get done talking to you. So
thanks, Andy.
Yeah, folks, March 31st, Scott Conference Center, Hops and Grapes. Come on out. So thanks again. And folks, we'll be right back. Well, here we are with Lacey Locklear. She is the Chief Development Officer, Completely Kids. We've got a really fun event coming up and a really great sponsorship opportunity. Lacey, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me, Andy.
So we're talking about the 20th annual author luncheon that's happening on March 8th. We're going to talk about something that's happening the day before. I remember when this event officially launched 20 years ago.
Yes.
I mean, I remember the first one. I can't remember the author, but I remember the first one. So let's talk just first about Completely Kids and who you serve, what the mission is, and all that good stuff.
Absolutely. Completely Kids is a local nonprofit that really just serves kids and families in the South Central area, but we also have branched out to North Omaha as well. Our goal is to serve the family holistically. So that means serving their teenagers, their parents in adult education, making sure the kids have a safe place to go after school, but also ensuring that they have access to mental health services and a vital weekend food program.
Yeah. What a great organization. And I just popped in my head. I mean, this used to be like campfire girls.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, that was a long time ago. And then the big name change happened. But So we're talking about, again, the author luncheon coming up here on the March 8th. And who's our guest author this year? I'm really excited.
Yes, we are very excited to bring J.R. Martinez to the stage. A lot of people will know him as, an activist, an author, and an Army veteran, but he also was season 13 winner of Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah, yeah. And I know we've got his photo up there, so I know people when they're like, oh, I yes, I know who he is. And so this is an event, yeah, the last 20 years. It's a great, I mean, it's just a very inspiring event. And I mean, I can't even imagine what he's going to inspire us with. But before we get into the specifics and details of that, there's a special sponsorship opportunity. I think you
There
maybe have
is.
2 left. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I'll let you tell us.
Absolutely. So we were really excited this year. JR is very passionate about what we're doing, wants to not only meet our kids the day before, but he also wants to meet those that are really standing behind Completely Kids. And so we have essentially a sponsorship level left at the $10,000 level who will be invited with 2 reservations to an exclusive dinner with JR. And our other top donors at the Lost Rail Golf Club. And so it's a very exclusive dinner. It's private. The club is actually closed that day, so it will just be us. But really great opportunity for them to meet JR, get to know him personally, and be able to connect with other people supporting the Completely Kids mission.
And that's going to be on the 7th, right? Like the
It
evening
is.
before the luncheon. And one of the things that we were just chatting about before I hit record was that, he really is so grateful for people that support support what you're doing. And so this is kind of his way also of just contributing back to the cause.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, so people go to your website. So if somebody wants to take advantage of that and take advantage of that opportunity, they go to completelykids.org, or do they contact you directly, or what's
I would say contact me directly. We only
Yeah.
have it's a quaint dinner so that people can have those intimate
Yeah.
conversations with JR. So we essentially have one left that will allow them to have 2 reservations. So they'll get to bring themselves and another person. One left. So I would recommend they call me directly as soon as they're interested.
Okay. All right. Yeah. That's oh my gosh, what a great opportunity and a great contribution from him. So will any special awards be giving out? I'm just looking at my notes now. I have no idea what that means. What special awards?
There are 2. So we always honor our persons behind Completely Kids at this event. This event is very mission focused, as you mentioned, really focuses on Completely Kids and what we do for our community. And we could not do it without the people behind us. So this year we are honoring Coley Jessen, who law firm, who not only do we have board members sit on our board and give us advice, they have volunteered. They do an incredible holiday gift toy drive for us every year, bringing in thousands of toys to our kids. And so this year we'll be honoring their contributions and their dedication to Completely Kids during the event. And we also established, when Penny Parker retired, the Penny Parker Vision Award. And this award is really special because it goes to a staff member. So this is really to recognize a staff member who is boots on the ground, gives their all every day to the children and families that we serve. And the fun part is nobody knows who's getting it until the event.
Oh,
so
okay.
they are nominated. Yeah, they are nominated by a fellow staff member. So another staff member writes a recommendation on why they should be awarded with this, and then unknown to them and unknown to everyone in the audience, they get recognized at this incredible event in front of 400 people for their amazing contributions they give to kids and families every day.
Wow, that's awesome. All right, so how many reservations are still up for grab?
So it changed a little bit. We have 50 left.
Oh,
So
wow.
there are
Okay.
50 seats left at the event. So great opportunity for people wanting to do a little fun lunch for great corporate sponsorships.
Yeah.
Like I said, we do have our $10,000 level one, but we also have great ones at $1,500 that you get to bring 10 of your coworkers, 10 people who are really passionate about giving back, or maybe really want to hear JR's message. And we have tables available there.
Yeah. And I will say again, I've been to this luncheon many times, and it really is just a great way to connect with other supporters of Completely Kids, other just people in the community that care about the community. And it's always, I mean, you just always leave feeling great. Where's the event at?
So this year we were at the Scott Conference Center.
Okay. Okay.
So yes, brand new venue for us. Very excited to be there.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then people can go to completelykids.org to purchase tickets and find more info.
They absolutely can. There's a banner on our main page. You'll see a great picture of JR highlighting our event. You click there, and then we'll take you to all the information on the event as well as a registration form to get signed up.
All right. Lacey, it's so great to see you. So great to talk to you. And vote. Okay. One $10,000 sponsor. And that's as of, that's, you know, this is going to happen. This interview is going to be a couple days after, it's going to air a couple days after this conversation. So, I mean, if you're interested, you need to grab it right now. So, all right, Lacey, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Andy. Take care.